Hi everybody, I'm Marco Fantone. Welcome to my studio for this English session of the Fractal School. This is, let's say, a tutorial that want to introduce my new patch MF ClassA. The intention of this tutorial is, okay, the preset is available on my website, but you can create it yourself, and I wanted to teach you and to show you what I did, what is my solution to create this preset. If you want, you can buy it, or if you want, you can create it. Okay, so let's start. If you have any question, you can see the chat for your questions. This tutorial is a live stream tutorial, will be available, of course. And let's proceed. MF ClassA is a preset based on the Class A amp like Vox AC30, AC15, and also the Morgan AC20. Okay, I go to show the layout of the preset. Okay, sorry, there is again the backing track. We can leave in the background. Why not? Okay. The layout is a bit complex. I'm using now the Fractal XFX3 Turbo version because I also use the full resolution input responses, who are very, very interesting for this kind of sounds because especially in the combo amp like Vox AC30 or Fender Deluxe or Fender Twin and so on, it's really important not only the sound from the front of the cone, but also the sound of the ambient. So I will show you what is the difference to use the full resolution impulse response and standard one. The full resolution input responses capture the ambient sound, okay, every kind of reflection of the world in the room, okay, and these are very important and very natural feeling, gives you the very natural feeling of the sound. So let's go to see how does it work. So the core of this preset, of course, is the amp block, the cabinet block, and this block. This is the ear impulse response player. So let's start from the amp block. There are two amp blocks because any amp has 4 channels, as you can see here. The scenes select the channel A, channel B, and channel C and D, of course. As you can see, in the scene number 1, the channel A is the Class A 30 watt tone booster. The top button, sorry, not tone booster, sorry. I did a mistake. It's a top button, typical top button. Then in the scene number 2, I select the channel B. This is the Class A 30, the standard one. In the scene number 3, I select the C channel, and it is the bright channel of the AC30, and the 4 is the Class A15 top booster. Then in the C number 5, I selected the second amp, where you can find the AC20 2AX7 treble. Okay, then the B channel is AC20 with the preamp valve 12AX7 bass version. Okay, and also the version with the EF86 treble and EF86 bass. So you have 8 different Class A amps in this preset. The intention is different from my previous preset, where I create scenes for the lead, for the crunch, for the rhythm part, for the ambient sound, for dry, clean, wet, and so on. The intention of this preset is to offer you a template where you can create your favorite sound, combining different amp, different cabinet, and different effects, of course. So this is the reason that I select the main scenes, only change the amps. Then you have to select the effect if you want a delay, if you want chorus, if you want reverb, and so on and so on. Okay? So let's start from the scene number 2, where I use the standard class A 30 watt amp. Okay? With the cabinet. The cabinet is a special custom IR made by Giacomo Pasquali, is my friend Giacomo Pasquali, who create custom impulse responses based on Vox AC30. Okay, this is 2x12 cabinet. Vox, VX means Vox, of course. Blue Alnico speaker. Okay, this is the main cabinet. But also you can select a different cabinet. This is the factory cabinet, okay, and also this one, okay. So the most important part of this preset is the full resolution impulse responses. What are these impulse response? As I told you, the impulse response simulate the cabinet, but when you hear an amp, when you listen an amp in a room, you don't listen only the sound from the amp, but also all reflection in the room. Okay, and the full resolution impulse response practically gives you the same effects. I will go to show what I mean. So let's switch off the backing track. Okay, so switch off the impulse responses and also the reverb. Okay, this is the sound. Okay, the sound is really dry. Of course, there are no reverb because there is only the amp and only the cabinet. Okay, if I switch off switch on the reverb, okay, and this is pretty normal. But let's keep the reverb switched off, and then I wanted to set to 0 the level of the cabinet, and switch on the input responses, the full resolution. And this is the sound of the full res impulse response. The sound is really strange, but because it is a room sound, okay, really strange. Is really is not what we know. Of course, it is the sound of the ambient. As you can see here, the full resolution impulse response has to be placed in the double combination for the left and right, because to simulate the ambient, you have to create, let's say, the natural sound of our, let's say, that we feel in the ambient, but we use the two ears, okay, left and right. So the sound has to be in a stereo mode. This is the reason that the full resolutions, hello Jack, the full resolution has to be 2, okay, left and right, to create exactly the ambient effect. Okay, the full resolutions, of course, capture not only the sound but also the reflections, and for this reason, the full resolution impulse response are long, about 1.3 seconds, because they have to capture the reflection, not only is not only a filter, is let's say a small reverb, let's say. Okay, so for these reasons, to process the full resolution impulse response needs really power CPU, and the full resolution are available only on AXFX3. Okay, and take care, because the full resolution, if you see the power, the CPU power, I am using the FX3 turbo version. If I switch in a different channel, okay, you can see here that when you don't, for the standard impulse response, okay, the CPU percentage decrease about 20%. This gives you the feeling of what is the consumption of the full resolution impulse response. For this reason, they are only available on AXFX3 and AXFX3 Turbo. They are not available for FM9 and FM3. Okay. I would like to show you, okay, the impact of the full res. Sorry. Okay, what's happened? No, sorry. Okay. This is the sound of the full res. Okay, so I switch on the cabinet, the main cabinet. Okay, you can hear the difference with the full res, and this is the standard impulse response. Very natural, and the full resolution impulse response are really nice when you use the combo amp, because combo amp in the room practically put the sound not only in the from the front of the speaker, but only on the back, because typically the combo are open back, and you hear also the reflection from the wall. In the wall in the back, on the sides, and so on. So the full res response are really important to give you more natural sounds. In this case, it's also necessary to tweak the amount of impact of the full resolution. In this case, the level are to 0, and there are too much effects from it. Okay, so you have to decrease about -9, -8. This to me is the perfect settings for this sound. This is the dry sound. I suggest you to use the headphone or the in-ear monitor to listen the very huge difference with the impulse, with the full res impulse activated. Okay, then I can put the standard reverb to create a huge ambient. Okay, So this is the reason that I use the impulse response in the impulse response player. And so you can tweak as you prefer the impact of the full resolution as you want. So use the level here. Okay, and you see there is two different impulse responses. The full res impulse response are included in the package. Okay, as you can see here, the left one is panned to the left side, and there is also the R, the right version, panned on the right. Okay, there are two different. So take care that there are the left, you can see the L here, and the right. These impulse responses are captured at 3.5 meter from the amp. This is the reason that you can hear so natural ambient. Okay. So let's go to see to listen the other amp. I like to put a compressor in the beginning of the effect change to increase the dynamic impact of the sound. Of course, you can activate it or not. So let's go to see the different amps. This is the ClassA 30 watt. This is the ClassA 30 watt top booster. It's different knobs. There is drive, bass, treble. Okay, you can check yourself. And this is the sound that I created. There's more gain. Then let's go to the C number 3. Okay, this is the AC50, the AC50 Vox AC50. So please take care when you change the drive, because in this kind of amp there is no master control. You have to tweak between the drive and the level. So, for example, if you want more drive for this channel, okay, you can increase, but I suggest you to take care about go to the tool to take care about the leveling. Okay, here you can see the level in the way that you have to touch the red area, the red zone of the VU meter. So please, for the first, you have to tweak the drive as you want. Then you have to correct the proper level to be in the red area. Okay, perfect. Then let's go to the C number 5. In the C number 5, I select the second amp. Okay. Take care about when you use two amp like this, all the amp has to place in the bypass mode. Bypass mode has to place it to the mute. Otherwise, if you did on default there is the through, but if you left through mode, the dry signal pass on the amp, and the sound is really bad. I can show you. There is also the dry signal, this one. Okay, this sound comes from here because the amp is bypassed, but the through mode permit the sound, the direct sound to pass over. So you have to put the bypass mode in the mute. This is correct. So switch on the amp. Okay, very nice. Let's go to this is the AC20 with a 12AX7 treble input. So this is the bass version. This is the EF86. And this is the version with the bass. So this is the sound I create. Of course, you can create your sound if you, for example, if you like the standard one, okay, the standard ClassA A30. You can copy all the scenes, copy scenes in the other scenes, okay, and you can tweak your preset as you want. For example, I can show you. Let me save this preset in another slot. Okay, so I can take the modification. For example, let's go to this one. Okay, this is the MF ClassA mod. Okay, to differentiate. For example, if I want this preset and I want to create a new scene based on the ClassA A30, okay, I go to the scene, copy to current scene to, for example, scene number 3, okay, and I call, for example, A30 ambient, okay. So I have the same situation of the same amp for the scene number 2 and the scene number 3, as you can see here, and I can, for example, switch on the Plex delay. I can save this in. As you can see, when I create my preset, on the XFX3, I use 2 different rows. The upper row is for the creation of the sound, the lower row is to create the ambient. And here you can see for example, the Plex delay, the reverb, and I put this ambient effect in parallel mode, parallel and serial. Reverb is the last effect. Series, it's only to create the ambient. okay? The other effect, the plex delay, and so on, are in parallel, because I like that the mix control typically is on the 100%, but I wanted to preserve the direct signal. This is the reason that I love to keep this solution like in the from the past, when I created the typical famous rig in the 3-amp mode. I have the right signal and the effects, the ambient effects are in parallel and stereo. For example, delay, I switch on the delay. I have two different delay, okay, the A channel and B channel. The difference is the input gain. You can select the A channel to, or B channel is the input is lower to create the ambient. Okay. So every effects, ambient effects, I use the per preset functionality, as you can see here, already stored in the preset, and I show you, for example, on the delay, I have a per preset 2 with the tap function is for the bypass, and the old function is to select the different to the channel toggle, to select the channel A or channel B. So let's come back to the delay, and I would like to show you my pedal board, the FC12. Okay, so when I can switch on and off. When I hold the foot switch, I switch to the B channel. Okay, so I have the possibility to switch on and off the delay, and with the same foot switch, I can select two different channels. To me, it's really flexible also for the live gig. Okay, any kind of effects. Also, the tremolo has the same. The driver, the rotary switch, the rotary effects, plex delay, pitch, and so on and so on. Okay, so let's proceed to see the other effect. So the delay is that the B is a typical ambient. Okay, the A. The input gain is high. Is a typical for the age effect. And as you can see here, I also use the plex delay in parallel but in serial with the delay. Why this? Because I like to have the delay in parallel, but also I would like to place the reverb on the delay repetition. Okay, so this is the effect. Switch on the. So the plex delay as effect also influence also the delay. Okay. Ciao Marco. Okay, I also use the pitch block to create the typical chorus. I love to use the pitch instead of the chorus. Also for the pitch I have two different settings. This one, as you can see, is the level is -10, and this one is much more. But I also placed the multi-delay to create the simulation of the very famous chorus, the 1210 TC electronic. This is very nice. Okay, very nice. Then you can have the phaser. Phaser is in the fast vibe mode. Very nice with the plexed verb. Okay, also the tremolo. If I press all the foot switch of the tremolo, I can switch to the B channel where the tremolo rate is higher than before. So. In the preset you will find also the layout. Okay, on the FC edit you have this layout with all the effects. As you can see here, for example, the tremolo, you can have the preset 3 and for the top and hold. Okay, this is for the tremolo, rotary, and so on. So you have already in the preset the settings of the per preset, and also I put in the package also this layout where you can select any effect, the tap tempo, for example, the plex delay, also the looper, record and play. And there is also another layout here where you can select the first 3 scenes. Okay, this one, scenes number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and you have some other effect. Of course, you can customize the layout as you prefer and as you want, of course. Okay, so let's go to see the rotary effect. Is very nice. And also the drive. For the drive, I like in this case, the TS808. And in the B channel, I use the Zen drive. Okay. Then, okay, you can save the scene as you want, or you can also change the channel. For example, the amp. I like so much, for example, this one based on the AC20 12AX7 bus. Too dirty. Okay, this is okay. As I told you before, you can select your favorite amp. You can create your scenes. You have double amp with 4 different channels. Okay, for the cabinet, you can also select the 2 different cabinet, the factory one and also the custom impulse response made by Giacomo Pasquali for the cabinet and for the full resolutions. This preset is available with the full resolution impulse response without. Okay, you will find on my website, and also will be available for FM3. Of course, for the FM3 is reduced because the CPU power is not the same. Impulse response, the full res impulse response are not available. Okay, so I squeezed this preset available for FM3. There are 2 presets, one for the Class A30 and one for the AC20. So the 2 different amp are split in 2 different presets, but the principle are pretty the same. Okay, so from my point of view, the tutorial is finished. If you have any question, please put the question below the video or contact me on my website marcofanton.it, where you can find this preset. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Ciao, 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 ciao.